You're watching the 2023 SCAC Fall Media Days. Today, we're taking a dive into the Austin College men's soccer program. The Roos will be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Taylor Goyen, along with sophomore midfielder Pierce Ware. Coach Pierce, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank
Thank you.
Coach, you head into your second season as the manager there of the men's soccer program at Austin College. I'm sure it's been a whirlwind of the last 12 plus months or so. What has this past year been like for you? What did you learn over the course of your first full season there as the head coach that really helps you and gives you more confidence coming into year two?
To first start off, being an alum of Austin College, the whole support staff and from the faculty side, from the athletic department side, it's gotten just it's not only been just as good, it's been much, it's just expanded and gotten better throughout the years. So coming back my first year, it's just been a great atmosphere from that. Going into the first year, I think we picked up a lot of challenges that we as a group were not necessarily ready to face, but I think we tackled most of those things. And then preparing for that next off season, which was this last spring, we were able to get a lot of our ducks in order and figure some things out. As for the off season, recruitment was very much a big thing for us. I believe we graduated 9 to 10 seniors. And so, and about half of them were very much, significant contributors last year to our minutes played. So this new coming class, very excited to see them in fall camp so far. For the returning guys, it's been, very exciting having these guys come back and buy into everything. But in terms of the last 12 months, it's just been shaping the culture. We were able to hire a full-time assistant. His name is Pedro Gallagher. He came from Ozarks, and he's been fantastic for us for the last month that he's been with us. And he'll be a big key piece in changing the internal things in our culture and our team program for the better.
Pierce, for you individually, you jumped right in it a season ago in your first season at the collegiate level, starting all but 2 games throughout your freshman season. That experience, I would imagine, is vital in terms of building your confidence coming into year two. What did you learn over the course of last season that has you excited heading into your sophomore campaign?
I learned a lot. I learned a lot to face adversity, especially, the season last year didn't really go as planned. But I'm hoping to bring that like diversity and adversity to the pitch now, to the new freshmen. Coming from like the club atmosphere, I didn't lose a lot. I came from a pretty competitive team to where we were constantly winning and, striving for greatness. And last year that was our attempt to be like that, but it wasn't like, we didn't like meet that goal. So this year I'm hoping to bring more like leadership and experience to the team and hoping to, lead us to, some sort of like SCAC championship or like some playoff, anything that like we have been, setting our minds to this whole season. So yeah.
Coach, you talk about, a group of seniors that leave your program after last season, but even with that leadership, you still had a chance to get a lot of young athletes in and out of this lineup. I think 7 freshmen and sophomores started 11 or more matches for your team last year. That experience is critical, I would imagine, coming in to this season. But how do you take that experience and kind of take that next step as far as the play on the field? What are you looking for from those returners that have that experience, but now you're wanting to see elevate and kind of take that next step within your program?
Right. Obviously with those guys getting significant minutes, consistent starts last year, that was kind of the plan going in. With being a first-year head coach, that was obviously a goal, get my first recruiting class as much exposure as possible. They did a fantastic job buying into my philosophy, buying into not just, the team, but just what we needed to do in that first year. And that first year, as much as it was a shortcoming for us collectively, we were able to close the gaps in a lot of categories, which was a good sign. So with this group coming back, it's just more so just giving them leadership roles. 2 of our juniors were named captains, which in the off season, they did a fantastic job, just holding people accountable. And then into this season, we've had more leadership roles of those 7 to 6 guys that played significant last year. And just that's the one thing going forward is just continuing to buy in, not just to what I'm teaching, but buying into what everyone else is doing, holding each other accountable, and then continuing to not just close the gap, but change, the program externally by getting results, and then internally by building something more of a brotherhood and a family.
Pierce, individually outstanding on the field last year. You were tied for second on the team with 3 goals, third in terms of total points with 7. What have you worked on within your game over the course of the off season through the summer to continue to grow, and how do you hope that translates here heading into your sophomore season?
Over the summer and during spring season, I made sure to do position specific tactic work, anything technical work, but mostly on the tactical side, just where in a defensive standpoint, where will I be and when this happens, or in an offensive standpoint, where should I be when this ball is crossed, or when it goes out wide. So I'm hoping that transitions to the field this year, especially when got a lot more freshmen I think that are going to be playing this year as well. We're going to have to figure out with chemistry purposes where we got to be for each other and to help each other win and succeed. So hoping to find moments where I can improve on my defensive positions and offensive as well. So yeah.
Coach, you've talked a little bit about philosophy and commitment to this program and that culture shift that you've been really trying to instill over the last year plus. For your supporters and fans that are going to be either coming out to watch or watching from a distance on streams, what can they expect to see from this group? What do you really hope that this team is going to bring game in, game out, that'll be a consistent thing, irregardless of the results, but that people that support this men's soccer program can really count on?
I would say 2 things. The first thing I want to tackle is we brought in Pedro from University of Ozarks. University of Ozarks, his senior year, they won the ASC championship that COVID year, and he was a senior. He's part of that team. What he's bringing to the table and part of the reason why we brought him in is he does a fantastic job of understanding what it takes internally in terms of sacrifices, discipline things, just to kind of get the program where it needs to be. And so he's already brought in a very good atmosphere to these guys to buy into just certain tenets, to get ready internally, creating that brotherhood. And I think that will translate to the field. Obviously, just sportsmanship, things of that nature. Obviously, last year we led the SCAC in yellow cards, I believe. And so, a lot of that came down to just not being in the right position, obviously just dumb fouls. And so those types of things we're looking to filter out just to be much more of an organized and proactive team. And on that tangent, that kind of correlates to, I guess, my philosophy, what you want to call it. I want our guys to play very free and fluid in possession. We're very, very much strict defensively, but in possession, I want our guys to have, I want our guys to enjoy having the ball. I think last year we kind of fell short of that at times, and that limited our players, and the joysticking, I think, kept us from getting results in some of those close games that we managed to drop some points in. And so for the fans coming in, and for our students, our students that want to watch us play, our families, the parents of the players, that's the main thing. I want them to come and see a very fluid style of play that embraces kind of what we want to do as a program, and giving the players the freedom to express themselves. And so that's going to be a big shift. Obviously, going forward, we're looking forward to just seeing how that plays out. But we're obviously on day 5 of preseason, and it's been very good so far. So very optimistic and just very excited with this group of guys.
And finally, Pierce, wrapping things up, as you've sort of taken some inventory and put some thought into the way this season hopes to unfold, and you've had conversations with your teammates about some of the goals for this season. What have those conversations looked like? What are some of the goals for this group, both as a team and for you individually, and what will be key to trying to accomplish those heading into the year?
We have been all season long. I've just been in our group chat, just talking to each other about how much we want to change our dynamic on this team, and just how productive we want to have how productive of a season we want. So specifically, what we've been doing is just reminding each other to get out, and no matter what it is, just get touches, get fitness in before we get to fall camp, just to make sure that we're ready and we're prepared to we're prepared to fight, and we're prepared to ready to go. And so I think just mentality as well. I mean, if you don't have the mentality, you're not gonna succeed. So I think as long as we work hard and just prove to ourselves that we can do it, I mean, there's nothing that really can stop us. And I think that this year that we will be able to do that. Even though last year wasn't the best season, I think we learn to not give up, because like there was only one game where we did not score a goal. So we were on the scoreboard every time. And I think if we were to apply those principles last year into now, I think it's gonna be a really good season for us, and I'm excited. So yeah.
Austin College men's soccer program. Again, the Roos will head into the season under guidance head coach Taylor Goyen, along with sophomore midfielder Pierce Ware. The Roos will open up the 2023 campaign when they take on ETBU on September 1st. Coach Pierce, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you head into the season.
Thank you,
sir.
Russell. Go Roos.